So for the first 10 characters, each of them has a different fort skill for each of their jobs. So each character has 4 different main skills. The MP characters, right? It's different for the AP and hybrid characters. And each of them has a different effect and damage. And they are not all the same. So based on the total damage, in the perfect situation, if we have a big boss and we can land all the hits, I will show you which are the best 4 skills for each character. So you can play using the class or the job that you like the most, but then you can switch for the strongest 4 skill. That's what I recommend. So for Elesis, the top damage skill is from the 3rd class, which is Chaotic Judgment. That's right here. So this skill actually escalates. The more mobs there are, the damage multiplies. So that's what we're gonna see right now. The first loading screen always takes a little bit more time. Okay, here. So this is her basic combo, right? Everyone is familiar with it. Okay. So this is the 4th skill. You see, you have multiple hits. So if you have more mobs or more monsters together, the damage will multiply. For Lady, it is also the 3rd job. It's not always the 3rd job, but for the first 2, it is. So Archranger class, and this skill also multiplies. So this is the 4th skill. It has a very good damage and also multiplies with the mobs. For Army, then it's the 4th job, the end. This skill will land better if you are on the ground, because then you have the additional bonus from here. Because then you have the additional bonus from the fire that keeps going like that. You see? It's the one that makes the most damage. And you keep going, right? If you have a big boss, it's very effective. For last, it's actually the 2nd job. So it's not 30, not the 4th. So damage varies a lot. It's Shadow Vanish. This one, as a lot of other ones, also escalates and multiplies if you have more mobs. So this is actually why some of them are stronger than others, because the potential damage is a lot bigger. So here, this is the 4th skill. And also escalates if you have more mobs. For Ryan, this is a tricky one, because in theory, the most damage is from Heaven's Guardian. It's the 4th skill from the 1st class. So if you're talking pure damage, this is the one to go. But also, at the same time, it's very hard to land all the hits. You see, they are very dispersed, like, you see, you can hit him, he has to go, look, So if every rock lands on the enemy, then this is the one that makes most damage. But then, of course, it's very hard to land. So the second most damage, it's actually from the second class, which is Flying Divide. It's also not just one hit, but if you have a big boss, then you can do a lot of damage here with the Sentinel. So technically, the first is the most damage, but very hard to land, almost impossible actually. So I would say that the second class it's the most damage. You see here, good. This is a lot easier to land. For Ronan, do you have a guess? Is it the first, the second, the third, or the fourth? Actually, for Ronan, the most damage is from the second class, the Dragon Knight. His skill, the Blast Wave. Again, I'm talking about perfect situations, the most correct landing and landing all the hits. If you can place next to a wall, then this makes a lot of damage. I'll show you. Let's just wait a little bit. Yeah. So for example, if you go here, near a wall, look, you can handle all the hits. This is Ronan's most damage. So for Amy, she's actually a support, and she's not usually that much used for damage, but Empress Waltz from the second class is the one who makes most damage. I think the most useful is from the fourth class, who debuffs the enemy, but this video is just about true damage, so this is actually the one. Here. This is the one that will make the most damage. From Jean, it's from the third class, Azura, the fourth skill, which is Skyfall. Yeah, Skyfall. This is the one that makes the most damage. From Sieg, it's from the second class, the Warlord. And then the fourth skill, it's Illusion Attack. This is also a hard one to hit all the hits, but if you have a big boss, then you certainly can do it. Here. Here. Yeah. And last but not least, it's Mari. So Mari is a tricky one. I'll show you why. If you're talking true damage, the one that it can make the most damage is Dangerous Test from the first class. I'll show you why. Maybe you don't see it first, but I can show you why.
Commencing operation.
usually she can use the cannons, but they have a cooldown time, right? Oh, sorry, I forgot to. I have to here. I need these ones. Okay. Let's go again.
I'll do my best.
Okay. Usually, Mari has a cooldown here of 10 seconds for the cannons, which is pretty high, right? On Node's Green Chase, you didn't have that. But then, if you activate the fourth skill, then you can use how many you want without any restrictions. See? No cooldown for 30 seconds. You can see that the light is going down. So if you're just talking true damage, that's the one to go. But of course, you have to have the time to do it, and you have to be in a perfect spot. So if you are not, then there is a easier one to land, which is Absolute Power from the third class. I would recommend to have the first class and the third class also. I know a lot of people used to like this, but you have to make your choice, right? So this is the second most damage, and a lot easier to land. So this was the video of today. I hope you enjoy it, and see you again in the future. Bye.